Sean O'Malley hilariously reacts to Khabib's UFC rule change idea. Imagine a world where MMA fights last for an uninterrupted, grueling 25 minutes. Sounds like a nightmare for some, right? Well, that's exactly what Khabib Nurmagomedov has proposed, and Sean O'Malley isn't having it. Let's dive into this controversial suggestion and see why it's got the MMA world talking. Since his surprising retirement from MMA in 2020 after a dominant victory over Justin Gaethje, Khabib Nurmagomedov has stayed deeply involved in the sport, now as a coach. His influence is undeniable and his legacy continues to grow. Recently, he unveiled a state-of-the-art training facility nestled in the mountains of Dagestan. This isn't just any gym, it's a super facility designed to mold the next generation of fighters, including rising stars like Islam Makhachev and Umar Nurmagomedov. These fighters are eager to follow in Khabib's footsteps and make their mark on the sport. But here's where it gets controversial. Despite his retirement, Khabib still receives offers to return to the octagon. But for now, he's content with shaping the future of MMA from the sidelines. In a recent interview on The Hustle Show, Khabib shared his vision for the UFC if he were to take over as president for a day. And this is the part most people miss. He suggested a radical rule change, eliminating the traditional round structure and replacing it with a single, uninterrupted 25-minute fight. Think back to the old Pride fights, one long, grueling battle. But why would he suggest such a drastic change? Well, for fighters like Khabib, who excel in wrestling and ground control, this rule change would be a dream come true. It would allow them to dominate the fight from start to finish without the reset that comes with new rounds. But not everyone is on board with this idea. Chael Sonnen was one of the first to slam the proposal, calling it ridiculous. And now, Sean O'Malley has joined the chorus of dissenters with a hilariously scathing reaction. During an appearance on the Overdogs podcast, O'Malley didn't hold back. It would definitely be good for his style, you know? You take a down, and they get up for free. For me, there should be more breaks. Give me a break every time they take me down. Give me 2.5 minutes to recover too, he joked. O'Malley's point is clear. For fighters who rely on striking and quick recoveries, this rule change would be a nightmare. But here's a thought-provoking question for you. Do you think Khabib's rule change would make MMA more exciting or less? Would it favor certain fighting styles over others? And if so, is that fair? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And this is the part most people miss. While Khabib's idea might seem far-fetched, it sparked a much-needed conversation about the future of MMA. Sean O'Malley, despite no longer holding a UFC title, remains one of the sport's biggest stars. His charisma and unique fighting style have earned him a massive following. During his rise to fame, he was often compared to Conor McGregor, and O'Malley has always looked up to the Notorious as one of his idols. But now, with McGregor making steps towards a comeback, O'Malley has some advice for his mentor. In a recent interview, he suggested that McGregor should ditch unnecessary distractions, much like O'Malley did ahead of his rematch with Merab Dvalishvili. Social media, in particular, can be a major distraction, and O'Malley believes that focusing on training and preparation is key to success in the octagon. So, what do you think about Khabib's proposed rule change? Would it make MMA more exciting? Or is it a step too far? And how do you think Sean O'Malley's advice will impact Conor McGregor's comeback? Share your thoughts, and let's keep the conversation going. The world of MMA is always evolving, and it's up to us, the fans, to shape its future. Khabib Nurmagomedov wants to revolutionize UFC with no rounds. Imagine a world where MMA fights are non-stop, relentless battles from start to finish. No breaks, no rounds, just pure, unadulterated combat. This isn't a distant dream or a fantasy scenario. It's a proposal from none other than the legendary Khabib Nurmagomedov, former UFC lightweight champion and current coach to Islam Makhachev. Khabib is back in the spotlight, but this time, it's not for his fighting prowess. It's for his bold ideas aimed at revolutionizing the sport of mixed martial arts. In the current UFC landscape, fights are typically structured into 3 rounds of 5 minutes each for most bouts, with main events and title fights extending to 5 rounds. But Khabib believes this traditional format is outdated and has called for a radical change. During an appearance on The Hustle Show, the Eagle dropped a bombshell. He wants to eliminate rounds entirely. For a regular fight, it should be 15 minutes straight. For a title fight, 25 minutes non-stop, Nurmagomedov declared. Get rid of rounds. No rounds at all. They just step in and that's it. What's the point of rounds? Khabib Nurmagomedov's proposal to eliminate rounds in UFC fights has sparked a firestorm of debate. For a regular fight, it should be 15 minutes straight. For a title fight, 25 minutes non-stop. Get rid of rounds. No rounds at all. They just step in and that's it. What's the point of rounds? Via Hustle Show. But here's where it gets controversial. This daring concept would fundamentally alter the pacing and strategy of MMA bouts. Without the built-in breaks between rounds, fighters would be forced to maintain a relentless pace, with minimal opportunity to recover or reset. While this could lead to more explosive and thrilling action, it also raises significant concerns. Fighter safety is a primary issue, as the lack of breaks could increase the risk of injuries. Additionally, the tactical depth of fights might diminish, and fights could potentially end sooner due to exhaustion. And this is the part most people miss. The elimination of rounds would not only affect the fighters, but also the spectators. Fans who enjoy the strategic nuances and the ebb and flow of rounds might find the new format less engaging. On the other hand, those who crave non-stop action might be thrilled by the change. So, what do you think? Should the UFC adopt Khabib's radical proposal, or should they stick to the traditional round structure? The debate is heating up, and we want to hear your thoughts. Do you believe this change would make MMA more exciting, or do you think it would compromise the sport's integrity? Share your opinions in the comments below, and let's dive into this heated discussion. Remember, the future of MMA could be on the line, and your voice matters. Let's get the conversation started.